Tell me if this sounds like you. You never spend any time at all doing nothing, allowing yourself to think introspective thoughts about what you want to achieve in your life, or just what you want to do today, or problems you're working through. You never spend any time, no time is allocated to this. Instead, you're constantly distracting yourself with task, work, content, task, work, content. There's no pause, there's no break in between. It's just this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that. You never turn your brain off. It's just constantly going. Your life is like a blur. It just all melds into one. You can't remember almost all of this short form video content you've watched. It just goes all through. All of a sudden time is gone and you haven't remembered a single thing. It just melds into one and you never feel like you have any time because it just goes. Perhaps you acknowledge that you're wasting loads of your time and yet you still can't stop. Or maybe you've fallen prey to the trap that I have in the past many times. Thinking I'm learning something, convincing yourself, oh, I'm learning so much, these creators are so wise, look at all this like concise, knowledgeable insights. Wow, is it so, there's loads of great information, so quick, such quick access, which is one of the benefits of short form video. But the problem is, it's so quick, it's just too quick to remember. You just quickly move off it and it hasn't had time to entrench itself into your memory. So I don't remember any of it, hardly anything. Be honest with yourself, how much do you think you actually remember? 5%? If that? But the biggest thing and biggest problem I have with short form content is it's just mixed in with all the rest of the shit. It's designed, it's run by an algorithm that its sole purpose is to keep you on there as long as possible. It doesn't give a shit about you. It doesn't care if you're improving your life or want to be great or, its entire goal is to keep you on there as long as possible. If it had its way, it would have you on your phone all day long, every single moment you're awake. It's ironic because we design our technology and it's literally designed for self-sabotage. It's literally designed to make us less productive and just be on our phone all the time. But more than just the information coming at you so quickly that you can't remember it. Because of the way it's just like, always this, that, this, that, this, that. You never give yourself time, and I obviously, including myself with you, to consolidate it, to actually take the information, remember it, consolidate it, convert it into a form which is actually actionable, useful information in your life. If you're just constantly consuming content all day long, but never having time in between to kind of think, oh yeah, let's piece that together, let's put that little chunk of information into our life and how do we actually use the information to benefit our life. Because if you're just consume and never action, it's just absolutely futile. There's no point to the knowledge. You may as well not have the knowledge. It's probably even worse to have all this knowledge and do nothing with it than actually do something with it. I'd say it's just like you're spending all this time, hours and hours and hours in a maths lecture or something, but then you never solve a problem. You never actually do anything with the information and never actually solve a single problem outside of class. But even let's say if you consumed it slowly, took a break in between, took notes on the amazing videos, really studied it, the biggest problem, like I previously mentioned, it's just full of shit in between. You have these gold nuggets and then all the shit that's just trying to addict you. And it's so effective at doing this. It does this with novelty, complete unexpected. It's literally like a modern day slot machine where every swipe is a new pull down on the slot. Oh, I'm going to get 3 cherries this time. I'm going to get a great new video. Every single time, it's completely random. You never know what to expect. And this is the most addicting form of sort of reward, variable reward. They talk about this a lot in Adam Alter's book. I can't remember the name of it, I'll put it on the screen. He talks about all sorts of addiction, every form. If you were to imagine, let's say you were in heaven or whatever, he talks about if you were in a world where every single time you pull the lever and did the slot machine, and every single time you won, and the same amount every time, you just win. You just get bored to death. He talks about it like that actually being hell. If that was, you died, and every single time you just won, you had infinite money, just every single time, same result. It would actually be hell. It would just be so boring and rubbish. So the most addicting thing you can do is it's the juxtaposition, it's the comparison between the loss and the win. It's the, oh, I could win, I might win. And then also it's the variable reward. So the most addicting form is sometimes you get three gold coins, or 1 gold coin, or 10 gold coins is so much more addicting than just one coin. So the combination of it being either a shit video or great video or mediocre video, every time you're like, oh, it could be good. It's a literal slot machine. It's so optimized for addiction. And the reason this is so addicting is because the way dopamine works is most of the dopamine is released in anticipation of the reward, not from the actual reward. So you get the most addiction focusing on anticipating. It's the most, you focus really on making it as anticipatory. I don't know if that's a word. You maximize anticipation. That maximizes dopamine, which maximizes your addiction. So that is why biochemically in your brain, you could become so addicted because you're like, what's next? Oh, I could get it. And that's why gambling and all this sorts of stuff is so exciting. It's focusing on our own natural reward systems. Dopamine works on goal pursuit. You're anticipating the reward you get from doing a task. So you can imagine it's evolved such that you get pleasure from moving towards the goal, which inspires you to actually go and eat, sleep, sex, survive, all this other evolutionary stuff. You want the positive feedback loop from going after the goal, not from attaining the goal, because otherwise you wouldn't even get to the goal. And this is my biggest problem, because maybe you could go to a content creator that was really good and just watch through all their videos. And I've done that before, and that's good, but you just get bored of the same thing because you just want the novelty. You're just hardwired to enjoy the novelty and find it so addicting. And so that is my biggest problem with shorts. Like, there are obviously pros to it. You get the short, concise information, but I just think the net negative, because there's so much cost to it. All this time is addiction. I don't have the mental fortitude to be able to just consume one short. Oh yeah, it's okay, I'm done now. Like, I want to consume like 20,000 shorts, and then all of a sudden 2 hours gone, and I'm like, oh my God, what have I done with my whole day? But not only that, it's the sort of, this is my biggest problem, because my friends, one of my really good friends, he's got like 650,000 subscribers and over 600 million views on YouTube just making shorts. He's very successful there. And he tries to convince me to upload shorts content. And probably would be better for, for exposure, but in my heart, I just can't do it because, and I'm probably shooting myself in the foot here for my channel, but I know how it has affected me, like how I've just felt like a piece of shit after it. Like, it's like being in, I've felt the depth of apathy, just like not wanting to do a thing after I've spent loads of time watching short form content. I get bored to death. After, you get bored from something that's really stimulating, and then you have to come back to real life, and your real life is even less stimulating, and you're like, oh my God, the thought of even just standing up and going to make some food or do anything that's like moderately not interesting is so difficult. It's like you spend time in the emotional mountain range of stimulation, and then you find yourself in the valley, all this filled with negative emotion and boredom and apathy. You're just like, oh, I can't be asked to do anything. And that is my biggest problem with shorts. Like, if I genuinely believed it was a net positive, I would make them. But it feels out of alignment with what I'm trying to achieve in my channel, is I genuinely want to become the best version of myself and help other people become the best versions of themselves. And I just don't believe even making the best short form content. Like, my friend's argument was, which is a good argument, is like the people who need self-improvement the most are the people that are scrolling. But then I think if I made really great life-changing content, I then become the reason people still watch it, because they're like, oh, but I still had, a life-changing video here and there. I then become the part of the problem, part of the reason people don't stop watching shorts, because you give them that, that justification. Oh, I'm learning a lot. So that's a bit of a ramble, but I have quite strong feelings on it because it's adversely affected me, and I just think it's a net negative. No matter how amazing some of the stuff is and how great the insights are. For, I love people like Alex Hormozy, some of their, podcast clips from Chris Williamson. But you should just actually watch the full podcast and then really integrate the ideas and have a think about them, and stop just like, oh, I need, constant quick new ideas. Like, it's too much. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. If you want to see anything like this anymore, hit the subscribe button and check out this other video that I made. Thank you very much for watching. See you next week. Peace.